What do you call a bull that keeps falling asleep? A bulldozer. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Generation Toy Bulldozer. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, you have a picture of Bulldozer. He's all like, grrr, he's annoyed, he's angry and annoyed, one or the other. Possibly both. On the bottom, you have just the rest of the picture. On the top, you just have Generation Toy. On the back, you have a picture there of the combined mode of Gravity Builder. Warning! And this is just a slipcover. Just pull it off. Have Generation Toy on the one side, Generation Toy on the other, and the inside of the box, because I know you care so much about what's inside of the box. There's foam! Big block of foam to protect your figure, and this foam smells really, it smells really weird. There's this weird odor that comes off of this. It's like the box farted or something. Anyway, that's basically it for the packaging. So moving right along here, we have Bulldozer, the next component of a Generation Toys Gravity Builder. They're not Devastator. And yeah, this is their Bonecrusher right here. And as you can see, he is a bulldozer, hence his name. Bulldozer. So let's get in close here so you can see the details. Nicely done figure all around. You got some nice silver paint apps throughout. You got nice pistons, lots of working pistons on this figure. The front grille is done with a smoky transparent plastic. I don't know how well that comes off on camera, but it's there. Got a little bit of silver right up top. And you get a little silver exhaust pipe here, silver bits. Get some gunmetal gray. Got the little warning hazard stripes on the sides there, and again, some more little silver paint apps here and there. Get some transparent plastic there for the cockpit section with some other little silver bits. Picked out some silver and orange. Got the little generator bit that he tows, which has some of that gunmetal gray here. Got their hazard stripes, gunmetal gray picked out there. And yeah, he does roll. He has the little rolling wheels, as well as the 4 wheels on the generator, and the tires are rubber, which is nice. And he actually does roll pretty well, which is nice. Very, very nice. So there you have that. And for comparison, first we'll just bring in his buddies here. We'll bring in the mixer truck. We'll bring in Navi. See if I can get these guys positioned in a way where we can get a good shot here. And Scraper. And here we have the 4 thus far. You're just all in the way. Let's try this way. There we go. There we have the 4 so far. And yeah, they look like some Constructicons right there. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So there you go. So you have that. There you have that, and there you have that. Here is TFC Toys, not Bonecrusher. You can see how that looks there. Here is the official Combiner Wars Bonecrusher. So you can see how many scales there. Here he is with the other Bulldozer. This is Toy World's Bulldozer. So you can see how they scale with each other. So there you have that. And here he is with the G1 Bonecrusher. Because there's precious. There's a lot of Constructicons, but you're so precious. There you have that. So yeah, there you go. The front part, I forget what this is called. Somebody told me what this is called, and it totally it's just flown out of my brain right now, because that's what always happens when I turn on the camera. The bulldozing part. Remember the bulldozing part? This is the bulldozing part. It does move, although when you try to move it, things kind of come undone. And I mean, there are a lot of hinges and pistons and whatnot here, but you try to move things around, and things kind of come undone and dislodge themselves, and everything just kind of goes wrong. So I really don't move this. I just kind of get it into a position and leave it there. And it looks fine, so It can move. If you want it to move, you're just going to have to do a bit of work to get it to move, so it's really not worth the effort, in my opinion anyway. I'm sure there's probably a much easier way to move things around. I don't know what it is, and I don't care because I'm not going to display them in alt mode anyway. So, anyway, let's get down to combine mode. And to get them into combine mode, it's very simple. You just come down here, and you flip out the combiner peg, which as usual is very tight, and I need my little screwdriver here to kind of pry it down. There we go. So just bring down the combiner peg, take the generator, pull it out, rotate it, so you have your elbow joint right there. Split this open, flip out the hand, and then close this all back up. And then rotate the hand so everything's oriented properly. Open things up here. Like that, and there you have ARM mode! Yay! ARM mode, yeah, not much to it. Not a complicated transformation into combined mode there. There you go, ARM mode. And again, you have a biceps over there, you have a nice clickety-clackety elbow, 90 degrees of movement, but if you kind of go around the treads there, you can get a little bit more bend out of it. Wrist swivel, the thumb is on a ball joint, as well as a hinge there and a hinge there, and the fingers are on a ball joint at the base as well as a hinge and another hinge there. So, there you go. Here's looking at you, kid. There you go. All right. So, there you have that. Our mode. Yay! So now let's get on to robot mode. So let's just take all this and fold. Oh, yeah, one thing I forgot is you do have the panel right here that you can bring up, and you have the 3 knuckle missiles in there, which is pretty cool. So you have that. You got some silver right there on the hand. So yeah, there you go. So now to get down to robot mode, we'll just fold all this back up. Compress this back in. Now, just like with Navi, the generator is completely optional. If you want to keep this on or not, you can parts form if you want to. If you don't want to, you can leave it on through all the transformations. But if you don't like this hanging off of the back of the vehicle mode or off of the back of the robot mode, all you have to do is just give it a quarter turn and boop, comes right out. You can flip that down. And there you go. Everything is nice and clean. But it is cool, though, that you can parts form if you want to. And you don't have to parts form if you don't want to. So I appreciate that, but we'll leave this on just to show that you can leave it on throughout transformation. So to get started here, first thing you want to do is you want to take these pistons right here along with this panel and swing that forward. Compress that in, take it, swing it around like that. Same thing over here. These don't actually tab in or lock in anywhere. They literally just rest in these little grooves here. So you just take this, swing this whole panel down, bring that in, swing it around. And you want to unpeg these side pieces right here. Unpeg that, and then you can bring this up now. And you can take this bit right here and bring it around, and this will push out these little missiles right here. And they don't push them out all the way, they only push them out a little bit. You can kind of get your fingernail in there and slide them out the rest of the way if you really want, although it's a bit of a pain to do. Use the screwdriver here because it's easier than my nails. Or is it? Boop, there we go. Boop. There you go. Done in a nice silver. That, push that out as well. And boop, boop, boop. There you go. Now extend that out all the way. So there you have that. You just want to take this front grille section here and just lift that up. Oh, flip this back in. Right there. You want to come back here and unpeg the treads from the sides like that. And then swing them forward right here. At this point you can come here and remove the gun, and that's how it stores right in that port right there. So we'll just put that off to the side. Then you take this whole assembly here and swing it down. That will tab in right there. And you want to take this bottom section of the tread here, rotate it forward, swing the foot down on this rotating disc there. Bring that around, swing that down. At this point now you can take the hips and just bring them to the center and tab them into each other. Give him a good squeeze right there. And then we'll get started on the legs. So you want to come back here, flip out the heel, flip out this bit right here, and that will tab in right there to lock that in place. Take this panel, untab it, bring it down, and you come to the front. You undo this panel right here, bring up this panel right here, and take this whole thing and just swing it to the back of the leg, and then bring it up. There you go. And you got a leg all done. Second vest, same as the first. Bring that down. Tab that in. Bring that panel down. Bring this panel down. Bring this panel up. Up. Swing it to the back. And then bring it up. And there you got the legs all done. So now we will move to the upper body. And I must move the camera up to the upper body because you can see the upper body. There's the upper body. Upper body, hello. So you take this this section of the grill and you bring this up. See your tabs over that, and then you untab the bulldozing part. Right there, you split it. Let's see, it just kind of hooks in underneath like that. And then you can take the arms here, bring them out to the sides. Kind of swing this down to get it out of the way, and you rotate this whole upper section right here 180, like that. So now, for the arms, you're just going to raise this panel right here. It latches onto this tab right there. Once you do that, you can extend the arm, and then bring that panel down. Take this panel and just swing it around, and it will just rest over that panel right there. I wish that tabbed on somewhere, secured in some way, but it doesn't. Oh well. Then you open up this panel, bring out the fist, close that back up. Then you want to rotate out to the bicep, and then you just bring the whole arm forward. That will peg in right there to lock the shoulder in place. And then you have this whole assembly to deal with right here. So you're just going to take this hinge, bend it in like that. You're going to take this section, flip that up, and then this whole assembly will just rest behind his shoulder like that. So you have that done. Second vest, same as the first. Raise that panel up, extend the arm, close that up. You want to take this little exhaust pipe here, bring that down, and then bring this up, swing it around, rest that on top of that bit, open up this panel, flip out the hand, close it up, rotate, 180, bring that in, tab it into place, and then you have to lower the camera again, and then bend that hinge, bring this panel up, just compress that piston in there, just have that rest behind the shoulder. Just gonna compress all that up like that. Pretty much the best way to do it. Just make sure that's all the way up. Right there. And then you just take this panel here, bring that up, and take this whole cockpit section right there, just fold it back to reveal the head. And then you come back here to the generator hanging off his butt, and you just split that open, and then you bring it down at this hinge, and then fold it up at this hinge right here. Just bring that flat against his back, fan that out, and I think we're done. Are we done? His crotch likes to come undone. He does have a little bit of a problematic crotch. So there we go. But I think we're done. Yes, we're done. Woo, we're done. So there we have Bulldozer in his robot mode. And very cool. Very cool design. I do quite dig it. I do like how they avoided him having like a humongous chest by just taking the bulldozing part and just making it shoulder pads. I mean, it still has the shape going, but I like how it's more proportionate to his body. So it looks a lot better in my opinion. Getting close on the head sculpt, as you can see. He does have light piping, but unfortunately, since he has this piece behind his head, it doesn't really work. You kind of have to turn his head to get any light to kind of shine in there a little bit. It actually does light pipe very well. It's just the fact of you can't really get any light in there. Although you can open up this panel too, I guess. That panel does open. Unfortunately, it doesn't come all the way down. That's as far as it goes. Would have been nice if maybe you could just bring that all the way flush, but I guess there you go. That's a way you can get a little bit more light in there. You can see it light pipes pretty well. So just close that back up. But yeah, all around though, very nice design. Lots of nice silver on his chest. Got the orange there. And yeah, very cool design. Got some silver on the forearms. Got those hip missiles going on there, which is pretty cool. And the legs are basically just like Navi's legs. And he has the backpack here with that transparent orange right there with little like turbines, like it's a jetpack. Got some missiles in there as well. So I dig that. And of course, again, if you don't really care for this backpack at all you have to do is just collapse it back up. Close it up, give it that quarter turn, and boop, there you go. Problem solved, crisis averted. Now he doesn't have a backpack. And it cleans him up a bit, so there you go. So yeah, very, very cool. Now articulation-wise, the head is on the ball joint, so you can get a little bit of wiggly, waggly, wiggly, waggly. The arms can do a full 360. A little squeaky, but you can go in and out at the shoulder. You do have a bicep swivel. You do have 90 degrees of bend at the elbow once you get everything oriented properly. Slightly under 90 degrees of bend, although these I really wish these panels tabbed in. I wish these panels tabbed in. Because the weird thing with these shoulder pads is that, as you can see, when you try to move the arms around, these shoulder pads just want to go with it, and that kind of sucks. It would have been nice if maybe these tabbed into the back of the shoulders to hold them in place, because if you actually hold this in place, you can see the elbows still work just fine. It doesn't hinder anything. It doesn't hinder the movement, even the outward movement. You can see it doesn't really hinder it that much. So I don't know. I think maybe this would have worked better if there was a locking point for these shoulder pads, but I don't know. It would have hindered the outward movement a little bit, because you can see that would kind of bump there, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. He does have a wrist swivel. The hands can open and close. One thing that does bug me a little bit is that the hands don't lock into place. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong, but there's nothing to lock this in place. You can just kind of boop, break his wrist. So that kind of sucks. He does have a ratcheted waist swivel. You can use this transformation joint as articulation too if you want. A little upper chest joint. Hey, why not? Dare I say why not? Legs can go forward that much, can go back that much, can go out that much. If you want a little bit more outward movement, you can take these and kind of swing them out of the way. Get a little bit more outward movement, and yeah, his crotch doesn't like to stay tabbed together on my copy. A thigh swivel, again, if you leave this piece swung down, you have full use of that thigh swivel. If you leave it up, you can see it kind of hinders things a bit. More than 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and I like how all that molding goes on there to fill all that in. You can rotate this foot section here. Foot can pivot up, not so much down. Again, you have it on that disc there. If you want to swing it to the left or the right, and it can swing on its own. And the heel spur here can also swing from side to side on that disc right there. So you pretty much get his feet flat no matter how you pose them. So pretty poseable. So you have that, and of course you can't hold his gun. You just flip that up, flip down the handle, and there you have his gun. Some nice silver paint on it, some nice molding right there. And you can hold it like that, and he holds it pretty securely. Give him a good vigorous shaking. You see he doesn't drop it, although that just that just flops everywhere. But hey, that's why maybe there should have been a tab there. But no. So get him all situated. He's all like, help me, I feel like a Rubik's Cube. I don't know what's happening. So, there you have that. Now for comparison. Here he is with TFC Toys. Not Bonecrusher. Right there. Oops, having a little bit of trouble standing. You stand. There you go. There he is with TFC Toys. Not Bonecrusher. Here he is with Toy World's Bulldozer. As you can see, this is going for a more G1 look. This is definitely a much more stylized, more kind of IDW-ish, comic book-ish kind of look to it. So they're obviously going for two different looks here. But there you have that. Here he is with the official Combiner Wars Bonecrusher. They do have something in common. They both have a problematic... Their tongues probably work better. They both have a problematic crotch. That's what I was trying to say until I said... So anyway, let's bring in his buddies here. Bring in Navi. Bring in Scraper. See if we can get them all in frame here. The mixer truck. And let's see, there we go. So there's the four we have so far. They definitely look good together. Shaping up to be a very nice looking set. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. So we have that. That. And of course here he is with G1 Bonecrusher because it's precious. Yay! So there you go. Now one more accessory that is included is he does have an optional head right here. Now obviously the head that is already installed on the toy has the mouth plate, but if you want you can have a version without the mouth plate. And it is actually a totally different sculpt there. Raise the camera a bit here. Move this panel out of the way. A little more light in. There we go. You can see it actually is a totally different sculpt there. So you have the option. I think I will display him with this head. I think I like this head better. And swapping the head is very easy. Just undo the screw in the back, right there. So undo that screw. Take the head apart. Pop the new head in. Put the screw back in, and you're good to go. But yeah, I think he's going to end up with this head. I just like that better. So there you go, optional head, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there you have Bulldozer. Very cool figure. Like I said, I've definitely been digging the designs of these guys. One thing that does bug me though, I don't like that the wrists don't lock in. Again, I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong, but I don't like that. The shoulder pads, I don't know. They look cool, but they're not very... They're a little counterproductive as far as functionality because, like I said, you try to move anything around and these are just kind of flopping all over the place. Maybe like a tab, a locking point there to hold that in place while you're doing things. You can see everything still works. I think that would have worked wonders. So I think that could have been done a little bit differently and a little bit better. But overall, still pretty cool. I dig it, you know. And again, I like the fact that you can, you can parts form if you want to, and I'm sure people definitely appreciate that. And yeah, so there you go. 4 down, 2 to go. We're getting towards the home stretch here, ladies and gentlemen. So looking forward to it. So there you have that. So if you want a Bulldozer of your own, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my Gravity Builder playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out LoriPlan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Generation Toy Bulldozer, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Excuse me, Lord Megatron. What do you want, Scrapper? I'm Bonecrusher, sir. Look, all you guys look the same to me, okay? Wear name tags or something. Yes, sir, but, look, the space bridge is nearing completion, but we need one thing. What's that? Lunch. We're quite hungry. Okay, let me get this straight here. I rule with an iron fist. I expect you to obey my every command. You work for free, and you're actually expecting me to feed you? Yeah, when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense. Sorry to bother you. I'll get back to work. Jeez. Talk about ungrateful.